Namo Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrutyam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jayam Mudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Mukham Karoti Vacharam Pangam Langaiti Girimet Kupatmamaham Shri Guru Dinataram Paramanandam Shri Chaitanya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 4, text number 32. Tasyaivam kilam atmanam. Is there anybody can repeat after me? Tasyaivam kilam atmanam.
Tasyaivam kilam atmanam.
Manyamanasya kidyataha.
Manyamanasya kidyataha.
Manyamanasya kidyataha.
Manyamanasya kidyataha.
Krishnasya narado abhyagat.
Krishnasya narado abhyagad.
Krishnasya narado abhyagat.
Krishnasya narado abhyagad.
Ashramam prag udahkrutam.
Ashramam prag udagraham.
Ashramam prag udahkrutam.
Ashramam prag udagratam.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhu.
God meaning translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Tasya, his evam, thus khilam, inferior, atmanam, soul, manyamanasya, thinking within the mind, kidyataha, regretting, krishnasya, of Krishna Dvaipayana, Vyasa, Narada abhyagat, Narada came there, ashramam, the cottage, prak, before, udahrutam, said, translation. As mentioned before, Narada reached the cottage of Krishna Dvaipayana Vyasa on the banks of the Saraswati, just as Vyasadeva was regretting his defects. Purport. The vacuum felt by Vyasadeva was not due to his lack of knowledge. Bhagavata Dharma is purely devotional service of the Lord, to which the monist has no access. The monist is not counted amongst the Paramahamsas, the most perfect of the renounced order of life. Srimad Bhagavatam is full of narrations of the transcendental activities of the personality of Godhead. Although Vyasadeva was an empowered divinity, he still felt dissatisfaction because in none of his works were the transcendental activities of the Lord properly explained. The inspiration was infused by Sri Krishna directly in the heart of Vyasadeva, and thus he felt the vacuum as explained above. It is definitely expressed herewith that without the transcendental loving service of the Lord, everything is void. But in the transcendental service of the Lord, everything is tangible, without any separate attempt at fruitive work or empiric philosophical speculation. Om Tat Sat. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshmurmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadam Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Tapatakamulam Sri Guru Vaishnavam Shri Rupam Sagarjatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Cha Vishakhanvitam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostume Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusuti Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Papanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Welcome to the all auspicious Bhagavatam class. And yesterday and the couple of days back, we have been hearing about Vyasadeva, how he wrote all the Vedas, but still there is a vacuum in his heart, and he is not completely satisfied. The reason here, as mentioned before, Narada reached the cottage of the Krishnodvaipayana Vyasa on the banks of the Saraswati, just as Vyasadeva was regretting his defects. Here we should learn so much from Vyasadeva, because Vyasadeva, after writing so much vast literature, but still he has not got satisfied. So he is actually retrospecting himself. This point also we have to understand. When in spirituality we are not satisfied with a certain service, we need to analyze the things. What did I do? How did I do? And where am I not getting satisfaction? This kind of self-retrospection one has to make, so that proper analysis is done, where actually he went wrong, and how he can able to find the solutions, and how he can able to pray the Supreme Personality of Godhead and send the spiritual master who is his representative. These things, we need to first have a kind of, retrospection. And here Vasudeva, he is, regretting his own activities. Regretting in the sense, he is unable to complete the things properly, and thereby he is feeling a kind of dissatisfaction. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu.
How do this spotlight? Can you all able to see me?
Yes, Prabhu. Only your.
Now?
Only your.
Prabhu, you are already spotlighted. I had done it.
Okay.
Yes, Prabhu.
I can go ahead. Thank you very much. So Narada Muni, he appears, whenever there is a serious and sincere devotee is meditating or endeavoring for the service of the Lord, immediately Narada Muni, he appears. And as you know, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, we have already heard and read in so many times when Prahlad Maharaj, he was very much inquisitive. Automatically, right from the womb itself, Narada Maharshi appears and, he starts preaching, and he gives a lot of instructions. And when Dhruva Maharaj also was going to the forest, Narada Maharshi appeared. Hey, where are you going? You look like a very small boy. Why do you go to the forest? There are so many wild animals, and just to check his inquisitiveness. And Dhruva Maharaj said, yeah, I'm very much determined. So if you can able to help me, it's all right. Otherwise, please leave the path so that I can get into the jungle, as I have already been advised by my mother that I should worship the Supreme Lord, and sitting in a forest, I should meditate upon him. Then Narada Maharshi came to know that he is very, very inquisitive. So those who are really interested, very inquisitive and enthusiastic, and Supreme Lord himself sends Narada to a particular devotee. So the same thing happened here for Vyasa Maharshi also. The Narada Muni, just like that, he appeared. Here, one point we can easily understand how Vyasadeva, he exhibits. One is retrospecting himself and regretting of his activities where he did not get the satisfaction. And at the same time, he is supposed to pray for the Lord. And when we pray for the Lord, automatically the Lord responds by sending his representatives or somebody, some or the other way. Like in book distribution also, if anybody is really interested, the Supreme Lord arranges Gita Bhagavatam Chaitanya Charitamrita for such and such devotees. By reading that, automatically they will be enlightened. So the quality of regretting actually is liked by the Lord. Just like, Ajamilla, when he was about to catch by this Yamadutas. And immediately he heard Narayan. Then Narayan has sent Vishnudutas. And actually, this Ajamila was hearing both side conversation. Here we should note a point that how we should hear Bhagavatam is the situation of Ajamila. So because Ajamila, he was very, very inquisitive, very attentively hearing what these two group of people are talking. So one side, this Yamadutas, if Yamadutas win, this soul will be taken to Narakaloka. Then he was fearing a lot. Then he was hearing. So this hearing is very, very, very much essential for our spiritual enlightenment. Now the point of understanding here is, after the conversation is over, Vishnudutas are very favorable, and they have actually won Yamadutas, and they actually taught the Bhagavad Dharma. Dharmantu Sakshat Bhagavad Pranitam, like that they have taught. Then Ajamila really got surprised, and he was very, very happy that he was not taken to Yamaloka. Similarly, actually Ajamala there, he regretted himself. Then Yamadutas left and Vishnudutas also left. He remained there only in his house. Then later he regretted, and he had a lot of analysis. Where did I go wrong? Then he recaptured his flashback. Then he learned a wonderful lesson. Then he went again to Haridwar. He spent another dozen years there and completely absorbed for the service of the Lord. So the point here is, regretting is very, very important. Similar thing happened for Parikshit Maharaj also. When he was cursed by the Shrungi, and Parikshit Maharaj, he did not counter curse. So he was analyzing himself. Where did I go wrong? Okay, maybe I put a dead snake on the neck of the Rishi. So maybe in my past life, I would have also done some past deeds, misdeeds. So I should not counteract for these activities. I should keep quiet and be humble and concentrate on the service of the Lord. In this way, he also regretted. So when we also do the service, we should do it with a lot of guidance and with a lot of enthusiasm. And if somehow or the other, if any mistake happened, and we need to analyze it, and the next time when we do the service, we can do it with improved quality. So if this is not done, and we may be doing our service, and we do not learn anything out of that, and there won't be any quality also. Just for the sake of doing service, we are doing, and just for the sake of chanting, we are chanting. Just for the sake of okay, hearing Bhagavatam, today it is arranged, okay, like that. And this does not fetch any bhakti points for our life. So the point to understand here is, when Vyasadeva was regulating his defects, the Supreme Lord himself, sent Narada Muni to go and enlighten and help how Vyasadeva can able to improve himself. That is the instruction given. So the vacuum felt by Vyasadeva was not due to his lack of knowledge, actually, because Vyasadeva is a Shaktavesha avatar of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. See, for the spiritual well-being of general mass of people, Vyasadeva divided one Veda into 4 Vedas. Actually, he simplified the Vedas. He is very much concerned for all the living entities, for the children, for the Shudras, for the women. Everybody should read. Like when we go to these days schools and colleges, there is no spiritual education at all. And when we learn those things, it is only just to fill our belly. And for spirituality, it does not work at all. So keeping all these people in account, Vyasadeva, he has divided one Veda into 4 Vedas, and he wanted to give this philosophical knowledge, the transcendental knowledge, so that people can become material consciousness to Krishna consciousness, and they can get themselves elevated and come back to Godhead. This is the selfless program by Srila Vasudeva. So Bhagavad Dharma is actually pure devotional service of the Lord, to which monist has no access. Monist means like Mayavadis, Shankara philosophy, and they do not have any access to this Bhakti Yoga. Actually, the four Kumaras also, they were monist type, but when they were traveling in the space, they had a Tulsi fragrance. Then they were completely attracted for the Tulsi fragrance, and they came to know the power of Tulsi Maharani. So Tulsi Maharani, Vrindaya Tulsi Devyaye, Priyaya Keshavasyacha, Vishnu Bhakti Prade Devi, Satyavati Namo Namaha. All the devotees, they pray for Tulsi Maharaji because Tulsi Maharani is a wonderful devotee. So to such wonderful devotee, if anybody is praying to give a drop of mercy of Krishna also, the devotee is very humble, and he can easily transfer it also. Same thing happened for these four Kumaras. Like when we see this monist category, in ISKCON we also have Bhakti Vriksha system, and the first level is Shadavan, and there is one question: do you accept Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead? And if you can say yes for that, you will be given certificate and you will be identified as Shadavan in your Bhakti level. But when you talk about this monist, they do not accept Krishna as the Supreme Lord. Then in a normal sense, a monist is not even equal to our ISKCON Shadavan. So their level is like that. So the monist is not counted amongst the Paramahamsas also. What Prabhupada says in Purport. The most perfect of the renounced order of life is the Paramahamsa stage. As you know, there are four types of renounced orders: Kutichaka, Bahutaka, Parivarajikacharya, Paramahamsa. These are the four stages. And the highest stage is Paramahamsa. But simply this monist Mayavadis, they themselves designate as they are Paramahamsas. Actually, they cannot be Paramahamsas because they are not executing any devotional service. If they are not into Bhakti Yoga, they are into some, Mayavad Tattva that does not attract Krishna actually. Actually, this is a Paramahamsa is not that stage. It is a Paramahimsa stage for them. Because for all the Jnanas, like Jnana Yoga, all these yogas, the top is Bhakti Yoga, worshipping the Supreme Lord, chanting the holy name of the Lord, and doing Sankirtan. And these are the topmost yoga. And the people, when they see our ISKCON people doing Harinam Kirtan, they think these people, they are doing very low level. Actually, this is not at all correct. This is not at all low. This is the highest ladder in spirituality is, Bhakti Yoga. So Srimad Bhagavatam is full of narrations of the transcendental activities of the personality of Godhead. Although Vasudeva was an empowered divinity, he still felt dissatisfaction. Why? Because in none of his works were the transcendental activities of the Lord properly explained. See, say there is a cinema, for example. In the cinema, you find nobody, and simply it is a kind of philosophy. People, they don't like it. Normally, 4 people are mandatory in any cinema. Can you guess who they are? 4 people are mandatory in any cinema movie.
Krishna.
Hero. One night.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Hare Krishna. Hero, heroine, director, producer.
Okay. So, yeah. Hero, yeah. Tell me, somebody.
Okay, Prabhu.
Hero, heroine, those who appear on the screen, I am saying. Hero, heroine, villain, and comedian.
Comedian.
Isn't it? So these 4 categories are mandatory, without which the cinema is not at all a success. In general, I am saying. I'm not going into detail because we don't watch movies. But before I came to Krishna consciousness, I was watching some movies. So the point here is, without these 4 people, there is no rasa. and people, they don't watch movies also. The same way, if you do a lot of philosophy also, it does not give any taste. It does not give any rasa. That's why Vyasdeva is feeling a kind of vacuum. Like Krishna, you would have already read the 92 powerful and wonderful and real wonderful incidents of Lord Krishna. There are 92 stories out there. Maybe book distribution is going on. You can also, promote Krishna book. And if anybody reads this, this is an extraction summary of 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So wonderful nectarian stories are there. So without pure devotional service, there is no love for Krishna. Because Krishna, as you know, he has got 64 principal qualities out of unlimited qualities. 60 qualities are also found in other forms of God as well. But there are 4 qualities which are unique in Sri Krishna alone. So I can just highlight them also. One is, Leela Madhuri. He is an undulating ocean of astonishing pastimes, out of which Rasa Leela is supremely captivating. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also executed in his pastimes. The Veda Kirtan is none other than, Rasa Leela. There is a reflection of that. So Leela Madhuri is the one. Like, and there are 4 extra qualities of Krishna is Leela Madhuri, Prema Madhuri, Venu Madhuri, and Rupa Madhuri. So Leela Madhuri we have just done. And Prema Madhuri is, he is surrounded by devotees who possess incomparable Madhura Prema, which develops up the stage of, Mahabhava. Then third one is Venu Madhuri. The sweet and mellow sound of his flute attracts the minds of everyone within these 3 worlds. Like even when a calf is drinking milk and from the udder of the cow, and when Krishna plays the flute, the calf, stops drinking milk because now it is getting little taste here. But when she hears this Venu Madhuri, which is the finest melody, sweetest melody emanating from the flute of Krishna, these cows are also attracted. They are getting higher taste than the which they are drinking now. So they stop drinking and they hear through the ears. They are grasping the Venu Madhuri sweet mellow. And cows also, they are also fully absorbed. Not only animals, all the birds, trees, and all the living entities, they are completely absorbed by the Venu Madhuri of the Lord. Then 4th one is Rupa Madhuri. Rupa Madhuri is like his extraordinary beauty of Krishna astonishes, all moving and non-moving entities in this whole cosmos. That is the power, that is the beauty. Aishwaryasya, Samagrasya, Viryasya, Yashasya, Shreya. Jnana Vairagyamayam Chaiva, Sannam Bhaga Itingana. So his beauty attracts everyone. So this is actually from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu by Rupa Goswami. Like that, Vyasdeva followed, Vyasdeva followed the suggestion of Narada Muni, because he met for a discussion, and Narada Muni in the upcoming verses he keeps saying where actually this Vyasdeva went wrong. It's not actually wrong, where he did not highlighted the sweet pastimes of Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. So Vyasdeva finally, he pleased him, thereby Krishna is pleased. This is the secret of spirituality. If Guru or his representatives are pleased, Krishna is pleased. In various scriptures also it is mentioned that Krishna accepts foodstuffs through the mouth of the Vaishnavas. This is the reason why we should invite the Vaishnavas, we should feed them prasadam. In that way, Krishna accepts prasadam. So otherwise, Krishna is not satisfied. So I will just conclude in a couple of minutes. I'm just going to read out what is mentioned in the Nectar of Devotion, chapter 1. How the Krishna consciousness movement can attract the attention of the whole world, how each and every man can feel pleasure in this Krishna consciousness is stated in Padma Purana as follows. A person who is engaged in devotional service in full Krishna consciousness is to be understood to be doing the best service to the whole world and to be pleasing everyone in the world. In addition to human society, he is pleasing even the trees and animals because they also become attracted by such a moment. A practical example of this was shown by Lord Chaitanya when he was traveling through the forest of Jharkhand in central India for spreading his Sankirtan movement. The tigers, the elephants, the deer, and all other animals joined him and were participating in their own ways by dancing and chanting Hare Krishna. Furthermore, a person engaged in Krishna consciousness, acting in devotional service, can develop all the good qualities that are generally found in the demigods. It is said by Sukadeva Goswami in the 5th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, 18th chapter, verse 12, "My dear king, persons who have unflinching faith in Krishna and are without any duplicity can develop all good qualities of the demigods. On account of a devotee, high grade of Krishna consciousness, even the demigods like to live with him. And therefore, it can be understood that the qualities of the demigods have developed within his body. So this is the reason why even without our knowledge, all our bad qualities, will vanquish. Why? Because we are chanting the holy name of the Lord, and we are participating in the Sankirtan movement, and we are associating the devotees, we are honoring the prasadam. In this way, our bad qualities will vanquish, and wherever repairs have to be done, and it is all taken by the Lord through his representatives. So with this, I will conclude. And there are a few pictures which I would like to show to you. So spend a few more minutes. Okay, you can able to see, I think. So this is the first scene, what happened here. Narada Muni appeared here. So before that, Vasudeva was contemplating where I actually went wrong, where did I do mistakes, he was contemplating. Then automatically Narada Maharshi appeared here. There they both sat together, and the Narada Maharshi gave standing instructions that he is supposed to enlighten the Mahaditya Rasa, the pastimes of the Lord. He has to write. So that is why they are sitting near the Saraswati river, and lot of instructions happening in this scene. Then outcome of that is Srimad Bhagavatam. The Bhagavad Purana has come out in all the 12 cantos. Actually, Bhagavatam was only one book, and it was very difficult for us to understand. And Vasudeva, he again, he split them into 12 cantos. Each canto has got unlimited bliss, especially the 10th canto. So Prabhupada warns that without reading the first canto, second canto, third canto in order, we should not directly read the 10th canto, because that is the summum bonum. Summum bonum means the highest good, the highest welfare, the highest sweetness is summum bonum. We should not jump to that. Okay, so in this way, by taking Narada Maharshi instructions, Srila Vasudeva is about to start the transcendental pastimes of the Lord. And he described the Supreme Personality of Godhead, his personal and most attractive form and most attractive pastimes of the Lord, so that the conditioned souls will be attracted and they surely come back to Godhead. So thank you very much. Vandara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.